This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Regina League.
Good morning. This morning we have the owners of Royal Coating LLC. I have Lester and Shaunté here on the show this morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Very excited to have you. So I see you guys have been in business since, for 6 years now, and you handle all of the Charlotte metro area. Tell us a little bit about your resurfacing and painting business. Just an overview, what you do.
Okay, well, we're operating out of Charlotte. We service Concord area, South Carolina, Rock Hill, and resurfacing, we do countertops and bathtub resurfacing. So our countertops is an epoxy with a stone-like finish and a clear coat.
And so you can do sinks, bathtubs, countertops, resurfacing. And then you also do painting, interior, exterior, decks, staining, all of that?
Correct.
Yes.
So there are a lot of people painting their houses right now. Are you getting a lot of the jobs where they're painting their house white and the window trim black to get that current look?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the trend right now.
Yep. For the last, 2-3 years now?
Yeah. I see the whole city kind of turning like that. Well, I would love to know and have you explain a little bit about the resurfacing part of what you do. On your website, you've got some examples of how you've taken just some really old, dingy products, sinks and bathtubs, and converted them. So talk about that for a minute.
Okay, well, with the bathtub resurfacing, we basically take old tubs that are chipping, peeling, rusting, fading, stained, scratch. We strip them, clean them, and go over with a polyurethane coating, which basically resembles the manufacturer's coating. So we bring it back to life, even 70-year-old tubs.
And that's how we do the process with the sinks too.
Okay, so like someone with a historical home that wants to preserve the old things. But how about someone who doesn't like the color? They just bought a house and there's a pink bathtub. Can you do anything about that?
Yes, we've seen pink tile, pink bathtubs, green,
Green
light
wasn't color back.
turquoise blue, and we give them an option to do bone white, pure white, or china white.
That is fantastic. Those are very, very cool things. So how did you guys get into this business?
Interesting.
Well,
that's a journey. It's a long...
I guess in 2018, the company I used to work for, they eliminated my position. So, and they did that across the company. So there was a lot of us that lost our jobs based on that position no longer being in that company. So when I left, I was struggling with the decision to either go work for another company or to start my own business because I kind of wanted more of that work-life balance that I didn't have. We do have children, so I wanted to be able to spend more time with them. So my husband and I discussed it. And first he partnered up with one of his friends that he grew up with. And they started a short company. But then we kind of ventured away from that and just started our own. And that's how Royal Coating LLC came into existence.
That is amazing. So you guys work together all day.
Yes. well, I'm going over operations and she's doing the back office stuff.
I get it. So outside of the ugly bathtub and sink in my house, who else would make an ideal client, or what kind of clients and industries do you guys work with?
Okay, so now would be two. So one would be our focus, which is now and it's been growing, has been low-income families. So
in the apartment industry.
Yes, in the apartment industry, because these are most of the tubs that we do, because a lot of these apartment industries are we're gonna just say dated.
Yeah.
And
so
then
we do a lot of painting for them too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then our ideal client now is, we always thought, who would be our perfect client, which is our local government. So we wanted to figure out how to branch into into that space so we can start working on government buildings and facilities and get into facility maintenance.
And then we also provide services for homeowners too. So don't leave that out, because there's a lot of homeowners that we paint for and that we resurface their tubs and sinks. And we also resurface countertops, which is kind of a similar process, but you can do a little bit more with countertops as far as the color, the variation of colors. So we do that a lot too for homeowners. And then I think that's it.
So when you come to a kitchen kitchen countertops as well?
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So regardless of what kind of kitchen countertop is in there, you can resurface it?
Yes, we can layer it with a different coating. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that can change not only the color, but the functionality, everything, I would think, a little bit. So
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very cool. What kind of misconceptions are there in your industry? I'm gathering that a lot of people can say they do this, but what sets you apart?
So I would believe the misconception is that in this industry, we call it in this industry a lot of fly-by-night vendors.
Mm-hmm.
So they come in, they offer a lower price, they tell the people that they can do it for cheaper, and they're, I guess, somewhat reputable, but they don't exist outside of you speaking with them. So we have to make sure that our presence looks good, and we bring some value to the customer instead of them just being our customer. We want to actually make sure that whatever we do for them, they're satisfied. Excuse me, that they're satisfied and they're just overall happy with the whole overall experience.
So when you do, let's say, a sink and bathtub resurfacing, how long does a project like that take for a homeowner?
Oh, good question.
I mean, it could take anywhere from 2 to about 4 hours, depending on how the issue that they have with their current tub or sink or countertop. It just depends on what it looks like prior to us getting there.
And can they use it within a few hours? Is there a dry time?
In 24 hours, they have to let it sit for 24 hours so that the product can cure. And because if they use it before then they can easily scratch it, or the water can damage it. It can bubble it up. So they have to wait.
It also void our warranty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good to know. So they're not out of commission, but for 24 hours. That's pretty amazing. So
we'll discuss that before anyone moves forward. So at least they're aware. So it's not a surprise.
And then a good thing about the product we use, it's a commercial product that only businesses can get. So it's nothing that a homeowner can go to like Lowe's or Home Depot and grab and do themselves. So it's a high quality product only for businesses. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is good to know. So
that sets us apart. We deal directly with the manufacturer.
That's huge, because I bet there are a lot of people that would consider that a DIY type project, and it's just not, because of, I guess, the products you're using and the process you use. Am I basically stating that correctly?
Correct. Yes, you answered that actually good for us.
Well, I can envision me trying to do that. And so, yes, that is a big misconception. Very, very good. So husband and wife team working together when you're not working is, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, we like to spend time with our children. We have a son. He's going into his second year of college.
Oh,
and then
wow.
We have 2 girls. One's in the 6th grade and one's in the 5th grade.
You are busy parents then.
Yes.
And if one's in college, you got to keep working hard and 2 more to put through it. Well, tell our listeners how to reach you and find you, like your phone number, website, that kind of thing.
Our phone number is 704-691-0300. Our website is royal-coating.com. You can also find us on Charlotte CBI, which is Charlotte Business and Inclusion. You can find us
on the BBB.
The BBB site, Better Business Bureau.
Yeah.
Let me see. North Carolina State. We are a North Carolina State approved vendor. And Charlotte
Housing Authority.
Charlotte Housing Authority. So all of those sites, Charlotte Mecklenburg, you can look us up for a vendor. North Carolina State site, or the EVP, which is electronic vendor portal, which you can browse vendors that does business with the city. And I believe there are so many different platforms. You could just
no, that you are very, you're in touch with the communities that you're really focusing on. I think that is amazing. Well, it is a pleasure to get to know both of you. I can tell you're very passionate about what you do, and we just appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we appreciate you too as well.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpsouthcharlotte.com. That's gnpsouthcharlotte.com or call 980-351-5719.